Fellas, I put on about 1.5 inches on my neck over the course of like 3 months or so, going from 17 inches to over 18 inches. Now, some may say vitamin S. To that, I say, bro, one, clearly you've never Googled a myostatin deficient horse and just got the natural test boost from that, first and foremost. And secondly, this must be what not training your neck every day just must do to your brain. I accidentally spoiled the first thing, bro. So first and foremost, the first thing that I did is that I just trained my neck every day, all jokes aside, alternating between curls, say on Monday, extensions on Tuesday, so on and so forth throughout the week. There's nothing special for that, bro. I mostly just did that so that I could establish the habit, and that's the first thing. That's why many people don't go about doing things that are good for them or that would improve their quality of life or whatever, right? So in the past, I saw him Creed too. Creed was training his neck in the desert and it just looked cool, all right? So I bought a neck harness and I'm like, all right, that was cool. And then I never did it again. So I needed to establish a habit, and the best way for me was to just do it every day. But once it was a habit, then I started to look at how can I optimize this and really fit it into my training so that it's optimal. I hate even using that word. It's just been ruined by the biomechanics gurus. But that brings me into my next point, right? It's now a habit. How do we integrate it into our training? For me, I found two really good ways to go about doing that. The first one would be really just as a way to get an active rest in between my bigger or more fatiguing exercises. So for example, let's just say you're doing squats and like heavy Romanian deadlifts for 8 to 12 reps or whatever, right? So in between your squats and the RDLs, you would use the neck work, one, to work your neck. But the really cool thing is that it allows all your lower body muscles to rest and recuperate, but you still stay warm, like you're still moving around. You're not just sitting down resting, it's active rest. So when you go right back into the RDLs after the neck work, you're not really gonna be cold like you would be if you had just taken like a 10-minute rest after your squats before the RDLs. Now, the second way is in a circuit. Now, people look at circuit training like it's just some DL, do you even lift jabroni stuff, right? It's really not if you know how to implement it with the right types of exercises. There are exercises that when you do them, they don't need that much rest, bro. Like you can rest 60 seconds and you're good. For me, that's abs, calves, obviously neck, and then body weight tricep extensions. And honestly, bro, ring push-ups too, even if I do them weighted, all right? So I'll put those in a circuit, back to back to back, no rest. I'm just non-stop movement. The rest is you're not doing that movement pattern and you just complete it until you're done. One, that's really time efficient, burns a lot of calories, gets your work capacity up, and then obviously you're having fun with it too. So it's a better way to adhere to this process of training our horse neck, all right? So those are the two ways that I've found that are best for me to train my neck. Now, being that we save a lot of time with the circuits particularly, you can look at it as, it's a good brain way of saying supersets and giant sets, but with no rest, all right? But being that speed is part of it, speed is not the object of that, meaning just because we're getting a lot of work done fast does not mean that you use soup sandwich snap city form and fuck yourself up. Speaking of messing yourself up, no, I don't have sleep apnea. I am not worried about getting sleep apnea. I already know the comments are rolling in. You got sleep apnea? Are you worried about getting sleep apnea? Why get sleep? Why are you asking a guy on YouTube questions that you should be asking your healthcare provider or a medical professional? If you have concerns, if any illness or injury, you need to talk to a doctor. That hasn't been my experience, but again, dude, I'm not a fucking doctor, all right? I'll give you a little personal anecdote though. Again, this is just applicable to me and why I'm personally choosing to just increase my neck girth, all right? I was really, really fat in the past and had a fat neck, all right? And I didn't have sleep apnea then. In fact, I slept like a baby, all right? A big over bloated baby. I still sleep like a baby to this day. But again, that's just my own personal lore. You just take it as that entertainment. Now, a lot of people are probably worried about looking stupid. I'll give you another personal anecdote, all right? First and foremost, a little mantra. Why are you worried about looking stupid? The only stupid shit is gonna be how stupid jacked you're gonna look with a horse neck and massive traps, bro. That's what's gonna be stupid. But if someone, is staring at you in the gym or whatever, you just keep doing your thing, bro. And if they say something to you about it, you're like, man, look, I'm jacked, all right? Just have a little bit of fun with it, bro. Be charismatic. People don't really give a fuck, bro. You care more than other people do, all right? So If you want to train your neck, you want to get it bigger, just do it. All right, now we're going to talk form tidbits for the exercises that I liked, and then talking about some that I didn't like, because I've tried quite a few. Once I got into the habit of doing them, obviously we start to look for variation. But what I found is, honestly, dude, neck training doesn't need a whole lot of variation like other movements. Like your tricep may need like 4 or 5 different exercises in the same slot that you rotate between when they get stale. It's just like, honestly, dude, 1 or 2. And I really like just putting plate on my head and wearing a hat for the cushioning and getting to town. I've tried it with cables, with the, the neck harness, and they've felt from bad to just all right, you know what I'm saying, bro? Not as good as just putting the freaking plate on my neck and going to town, just curling it. Now, form tidbits with the neck curls. First and foremost, personally, I do like 5 sets of every neck exercise when I do it. For neck curls in particular, I'll do between 12 and 25 reps, and I'll stay on that weight until I feel like it's time to move up. Usually that's when I'm at the top of the rep range, but usually I'll milk that top end of the rep range for a couple of weeks just to increase rep quality a little bit before I move on to the next weight. Because listen, man, this ain't the neck curl Olympics. There's too many people with 14-inch necks putting 2 plates on their head and then just using every muscle but their neck to lift the weight. It's just like with everything else, bro. What do I always say? You pile good on good, you get right. You pile dookie on top of dookie, you get a mountain of shit. 2 things. You can do one or both of them. First, I like putting a little arch in my back, like extending my lower back. You should feel like some light tension in your lower back muscles. No, that's not dangerous. No, you're not gonna fucking break your back. Using the arch in your back to eliminate your abs from being able to contribute to the movement. Because what I'll see a lot of times is that people will use their abs to lift the weight. And you wanna avoid that because your abs naturally are a lot stronger than your neck, all right? Just as a rule. And if they're contributing to the movement at all, you're taking a lot of stimulus away from your neck. So secondly, and this is just, this may or may not be a best practice, but this is just what I do. Sometimes your hands can help when you do the neck curls too. Like as you fatigue, you'll naturally start to push against the plate. Dude, I just honestly mash the plates against my hat and, my head to ensure that, I'm adding a little like passive resistance that I can't freaking measure, but I know that it's not taking away from it. So if I write 90 pounds neck curls in my gains book, let me go grab it real quick actually. If I write 90 pounds for 12 reps in the freaking gains book, I know that that is 90 pounds at least of resistance. It may be like between the reps, like 95, 105, 92, depending on how much I'm mashing the plates into my head, but like it's better than the resistance being taken away to 0. Like a lot of people, they're freaking, it's like a pullover essentially. Like they're freaking using their lats to lift the weight at that point, right? Like a partial mutant's pullover, neck assisted pullover. It's all bad, bro. Go about this exercise with the right mindset. This isn't a deadlift. This isn't a heavy bench press. You want to horse some weights? Do those exercises, but for this, keep it as a developmental exercise because that's what it's for. Now, in terms of the sideways neck work to just, work that plane of motion, I don't do it a ton myself. Like I said, I'm still pretty new to it. I still have a lot of untapped gains. I'm gonna absolutely get a 20-inch neck, bro. It's gonna happen. It's probably gonna happen in the next 6 months or so. Because I'm just looking at pictures of my father. Pretty sure he got like a 22-inch neck, just eyeballing pictures of him. I'm gonna get a 20-inch lean neck, all right? So I'm gonna have to eventually at some point work in the side bends. I can see myself really liking the plate ones as opposed to the cable or any of that twisty shit for a similar reason. I just feel like it's a lot simpler to lay down with the hat on your head and just do the extensions with your neck. And that's just me personally, that's what I'm gonna do. Now it's different, but wait, there's more. For the neck extensions, for the back of your neck and your traps. First and foremost, doing neck extensions with the neck harness is easily, and you can go on the record for me saying this, is easily an S-tier traps exercise. It's obviously an S-tier neck exercise as well, but for traps especially, nothing has gotten my traps more pumped, more sore than neck extensions. Now, funny allegory, I got this cheapo Amazon shitness neck harness. It was red, it looked cool, so I'm like, I'm gonna get it. Plus it was $10. So this is what you've been seeing me use. If you follow me on Instagram and you see me using the neck harness in my B-roll, that's what I had been using. Rated for like, I know it wasn't like the amount of weight that I was using on it. I'm kind of spoiling the story, but it was rated for like 100 pounds, we'll say. I had 40 pounds on it. It broke. I was devastated. I was pissed. I'm like, dude, I nowhere near had on the weight that would have been needed to supposedly break this piece of shit. And then it broke. Now, at that time, I had already had over an 18-inch neck and it was strong, and I had gotten used to kind of just the arena of neck training. So I didn't hurt myself, but that could have very well been someone that was new or whomever else. So you really got to buy quality. So I'm devastated. I instantly get on Instagram. I post a story and I'm making a joke of it because it's like, it's just a way of, damn, I'm so strong. I broke my neck harness. And then I tagged, neck flex, and I was like, dude, I need you guys' help. You know those meme commercials where the guy's like, attention, bald Omni-Man needs your help. And then he asked for the credit card information. I didn't ask for his credit card information. I just said, dude, can you please send me a neck harness, please? And then sure enough, the owner got back to me and he said, yeah, he sent me some goodies. And that's actually, where's it at? Oh, what I got here. The original neck flex. I'm not sponsored by them. The owner literally just sent it to me, so I'm very appreciative of that, but I'm still gonna give you my honest thoughts surrounding it. So first and foremost, I wanna, thank him for sending it to me for free. I also wanna say that it's veteran owned. I'm a vet myself, so I appreciate it in that capacity and him putting out quality products. So what do people always say? You buy nice or you buy twice. You're not even gonna buy twice if you break your neck, bro, all right? You break your neck, it's over, okay? So you wanna buy the neck flex. Again, I'm not sponsored. He didn't tell me to tell y'all to buy this. I said, look, I'm gonna give you my thoughts and it'll be what it is. I don't have a discount link, but my boy Hersoviak does. So you use Hersoviak's code, you get 10% off. Buy you a neck flex, bro, all right? It'll help support Hersoviak, it'll help support your horse neck gains, and I can't recommend it enough. Now, little form tidbits with the neck extensions. I've tried them 2 different ways with the neck harness. Sitting down, which it looks chattier, but sometimes, dude, we have to make a concession of chattiness for effectiveness. I want to get a 20-inch plus neck, bro, so I'm gonna just do what works better. I just do them standing up. The reason being is that it's like a partial range of motion when you sit down, because you can only go but so far before the weight plates hit the floor. As opposed to if you're standing up, unless you're like really short, I guess, you're gonna have way more range of motion, you know what I'm saying? So I get a better stretch when I do them standing up, and I usually lightly, hold on to something to support myself. And with anything neck training related, you really wanna make sure that you warm up with just like no bullshit, moving your head without any weight added and then a little bit weight added. And then you wanna do your due diligence with warming up, because I know some people don't be warming up, bro. I'm a guy, I know, all right? Now, in terms of other, tertiary exercises that I include in my program, I've really been enjoying the horse neck sandbag push-ups. Like, dude, it morphs to your dome. The weight is in the best position possible to be adding resistance to your push-ups, like your deficit push-ups, or, I do them on rings personally. That's how I facilitate the deficit. I really like doing ring push-ups in general, just like fly press style, like aiming outside my body and getting that big stretch. And then again, having the sandbag dome, like morphed around your dome, it's stable, it works the neck isometrically, and it's really, really good. So superset that I like is the horse neck push-ups, superset with whatever neck work I'm doing. That's like an advanced superset. Definitely don't try that if you're like new. Fellas, that's all she wrote. I'm gonna go ahead and get some chow on. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, please ask them down below. Use Hersoviak's code for 10% off the neck flex, and go ahead and get you a neck harness, bro. Y'all watch these videos now that you've watched this one. Have a great day.